So, season 2, we gonna do that shit?
Sure, why not?
Let's do it.
He is the wind, she is the wave, and together they make up the band they call the wind and the wave. They're not related, they're best buds, they're BFFs for life, hashtag BBIT dubs. It's the Dwight and Patty Show. It's the Dwight and Patty Show. It's the Dwight and Patty Show. It's Dwight and Patty.
Hey, welcome to episode 1 of season 2 of the Wind and Wave presents the Dwight and Patty Show podcast.
Oh, shit. The intro just got a lot longer.
Yeah, I mean, the reason it's that is because we have some more podcasts coming from our podcast network, which is the Wind and Wave presents, and those will be coming out soon as Patty's mic is working. She's on headphones today, and we have her mobily connected with her new podcast partner for our new podcast.
This is
called
true.
The Feelings Club.
You want to see my new microphone? Well, it's actually not a new microphone. I've had it for a long time. And it might even be yours, but look how cute it is.
Yeah.
Got a little stand and everything.
Yeah. So we're also videoing, as you can see, if you're watching this on Instagram, or I'm assuming you can upload this to Facebook too. I don't know. Or YouTube even, maybe to our YouTube channel. But if you're watching it at any of those places, and there's a way that you can like or subscribe to it, please do that so we can have lots of followers and people can hear us. And also, because we're locked down, my Wi-Fi is sketchy and Patty's has always been a little sketchy there. So we might freeze occasionally. We might crap out completely, and it might be a 5-minute episode or a 1-minute episode. And that's just the way it's going to be.
I mean, Trip might start barking at like any sort of lawn maintenance person outside. You never know. Because
lawn maintenance is considered essential for some reason. Which brings me to my next thing. After we briefly discuss this will be a COVID-free zone.
Okay. Even though our lives are kind of dictated and ruled by it at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, the nature of some of our conversations are going to be around the fact that we are locked in our homes.
But it's so relatable. Everyone is right now.
I would like to do it.
Should be.
I just would like to do it without the preaching. I would like to do it without.
I understand.
If you want to know anything about the current crisis, go anywhere else but here and you will learn all about it because it's everywhere. You can't even get the weather from the news anymore. It just says coronavirus first thing, and that's it. Yeah. So, you know, let me quickly say, if you're stuck at home, the only reason we're signing on to do this again right now is because we hope that it brings some normalcy to you to see our dumb faces. And it's
also giving me something to do. Also, I like having things to do.
Yeah. So there's that. And I want to say that someone close to me said how weird it was today and or how weird it felt. And I said, or this is the weirdest they've ever felt. And I said, if this is as weird as it gets for us, that's how great America is. You know what I mean? It's how great, ultimately, our lives are. If as weird as it gets is us having to stay home and order takeout and hang out with our families more.
Oh.
And for most of us, that will be how weird it is.
Are you ordering lots of takeout right now?
We're still doing the takeout. We have tons of groceries. We have tons of groceries too. Yeah, you might as well, because those are, you know, that keeps servers employed.
I know. And I've been thinking about this a lot. Like, I don't want the businesses locally here to go to shit, the ones that I love.
Right.
But also, is there a reason to feel a little bit weird about food that's being made in a kitchen, that's being made by people, that's being handled by people?
From everything, again, I don't want to talk about this much.
I know, but I have, that's a real
I've
question
read,
I have.
Experts say that food is not a cause of this at all. You're cooking it away.
Not that it's not a cause.
Also the bags and everything like that. You can wipe them off and wash your hands right after you take the food out. I'd still rather support the business. What I don't want is for the cure of this, which is closing down everything, to ruin and be somehow worse because we all go into a deep economic depression.
Yeah, I understand. Something I did the other day on the podcast Instagram was share some ways in which people could see. He's gonna bark at someone. Hey, I shared some ways in which people could support some of the podcast guests that we've had on. Like Haley's doing a live show on Stage It tomorrow evening. I think Jesse does one on his IG live every Friday. So things like that.
That's the other thing is and I made a post about it. If you know any servers, just send them a Venmo tip for the food they didn't bring you. If you have expendable income, a lot of people lost their jobs here that are listening to this too. So they're kind of fucked, I'm sorry for that. But if you know a musician and you still have a job and you're able to work from home, buy a piece of merch, go watch one of their Stage It shows or whatever. Patty and I will probably not be doing those. It just doesn't feel like us very much to me. And also, you can go watch Coldplay, so you don't need to mess with us right now. So, but support anyone you know that's hurting. Make sure your elderly neighbors have the groceries they need. And,
I have been doing that. I've been touching base with all my elderly neighbors to make sure if they need anything that I can order it for them on Instacart or whatever.
Good. So that's it. That's as much as I want to talk about that directly. Okay. If it comes up naturally in some other way, that'll be what it is. I want to get to some housekeeping here in season 2.
Like literal housekeeping?
Yeah, literal housekeeping. We got a ton of new Patreons in the time that we've been off. And I just want to go through them real quick.
Okay.
And we kind of decided to do this last minute, so I'm kind of not super prepared, but we have a new $5 Patreon, and let me tell you this, in the time that we're doing this, in this weird fucking time, it's very cool that people are still donating money to us, and I think that that's what we're talking about. They know that we're not working right now. All our Feelings Club dates are postponed. Everything that we had to miss 3 dates on our UK tour, which we'll talk about in a second, all that money we lost. So thank you for everyone that continues to give us money on Patreon, and it means a lot to us. Do you agree with that?
No, I disagree.
Okay, Patty disagrees with that. So we have a new $5 patron. His name is Stephen Nash, which sounds like a character from an 80s TV cop show. Sergeant Stephen Nash. We also have a $5 patron, Sarah Barnard. That's hard to say. Barnard.
Wait.
Sarah Barnard.
Sarah Barnard?
Maybe it's
hold on.
Sarah Barnard, or maybe it's Sarah Barnard.
Real quick. Sarah Barnard is an author. I can't remember how many books she's written, 3 or 4 maybe. But she's a big Wind and Wave fan, and I bought this book. I actually bought 3 copies of this book.
Oh, shit.
Sarah Barnard. And I need to ask her where it is, but either our band or my lyrics or one of our songs is mentioned in this book.
No fucking way.
Yeah, it's called Fierce Fragile Hearts by Sarah Barnard. You can get it on Amazon. I ordered 3 copies, and I feel like I'm going to find out where it is in this book, and I'm going to sign some pages and maybe give some books away because I bought 3 copies, so why not?
We can also do that. You can show where that is in the book next episode.
Sure.
So thank you, famous author Sarah Bernard. We have another new $5 patron from old friend Christopher Michael Stone. Thank you, Chris. We appreciate it.
Love you.
We have a new $10 patron named Ben Stace or Ben Stacy. I'm not sure which one. I'm going to go with Ben Stacy. For some reason, and I don't know this to be a fact, this is the absolute truth, I'm going to 100% think that Ben Stacy is Canadian. What are your thoughts on that?
Like, that's just your guess?
He's definitely Canadian. Ben Stacy is a Canadian. Even if he comes back and says, dude, I'm from Idaho, he's fucking Canadian.
Okay. If he were a dog, what breed would he be?
He would for sure. Well, he's a Canadian. He's super gentle and nice. So he's a Great Dane.
Okay.
I also picture him to be very tall. He's like 6'8". He's 6'8". He's skinny. He's 191 pounds.
I like
6'8".
this. I like this.
He's a Canadian and he loves Great Danes. We also have another new.
I would love to. You should continue this, and I want to know like how close you get, or like how far off you are.
Okay. Well, look. Okay. Well, I mean, first off, I'm dead right. Secondly, he's also a graphic designer in Vancouver. He's specifically from Vancouver.
Oh, you are getting very specific. Yeah.
He loves walks on the beach. He doesn't mind a little rain. He just puts on his like little fancy North Face jacket and goes walking in the rain with his wife and his husband. His husband. Which is called what?
Polyamory.
He's a polyamorous Canadian from Vancouver. He's a graphic designer. He's very good. He designed what's the coffee shop in Canada? It's
I know.
It's a name.
You're right.
It's a name. Hold on, I gotta Google it.
Okay, you don't have to waste all your good material on Ben Stacy. There's other patrons.
Fuck, what is that goddamn place called? Tim Hortons. Yes. He designed the logo for Tim Hortons. Thank you, Ben Stacy. Okay. We also have another new $5 patron named Andy. And Andy doesn't have a last name, so it's definitely the dude from Toy Story.
What? The cowboy?
It's the kid who owns all the toys, who's named Andy.
Okay.
And he is now a patron of ours. So
that's amazing.
You, Andy Toy Story.
Do you think he's married with children yet? How old is that movie?
Oh, yeah, he went to college in episode 3, so he's definitely.
I didn't even watch it that far.
He's definitely got a few friends now. Oh my god, dude! Watch episode 3 and 4. They're so good.
And 4?
Dude, yeah, and they're great. They're great.
All right.
Now you got something else to do.
Now I got to do that.
I'm keeping
a list, by the way.
Okay, another new $5 patron. Mikaelyn Law. I mean, I'm going to assume that's how you say that. Mikaelyn Law. Mikaelyn Law. That's a $5 patron right there. And now a new super high roller $25 patron. Meet Erin Nelson with 2 N's. Erin Nelson. And her parents were going to name her Erin with 1 N. And they're not very creative people, so they
How do you know Erin's a girl?
Erin's a girl. She's from Oregon. She likes self-knit sweaters. She knits her own sweaters, and she's very her parents aren't very creative, and they were going to try to do a different name instead of being like Erin with 2 G's or whatever. They just added another N, which is not very creative. Erin.
What if Erin doesn't identify as a female, or you're saying that Erin does?
For sure.
Oh, okay.
And she lives in Oregon.
Okay.
And now we have another. I'm still saying patrons. This is how much our patron. This is amazing. Yeah. We have another new $10 patron who is anonymous. Oh. It just says meet. And then nothing else. And That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's kind of cool because, like, We have a mysterious $10
They don't need the
patron.
credit. Are you going to guess who this mysterious patron is? Like, is it Michelle Obama?
No. It is Tegan from Tegan and Sarah.
What?
Yep.
That's so random.
Yep.
Okay.
What's your favorite Tegan and Sarah song?
You're gonna put me on the spot, and I'm not good at song titles.
Me neither. I'm having to look it up to remind myself.
Tegan and Sarah. I mean, let's see. Oh, living.
Where does the good go? I think that's the one I dig. From 2004.
Oh, I don't have that record on here at the moment. I also really liked If It Was You, 2002. That was a long ass time ago.
Yeah. So thank you, Tegan from Tegan and Sarah, for being
Walking with a Ghost.
And also, Tegan, you're kind of a cheapskate. Okay. We have one new $5 patron named Rich Harder. Rich Harder is a security guard from Southern Arizona. He takes care of a nuclear laboratory, though, so it's like high-end security. He's very trained in security. And that is it for our new patrons. Patty will give you a little speech at the end on if you want to be on our Patreon, how to do that. We're also rebranding that a little bit. Don't worry. Patty will explain it as she does it and what is happening and why.
I got to figure it out first, but then I will.
There is another, that'll happen before next Tuesday when this drops.
Okay.
And that is basically just the Wind and Wave presenting it so we can add more podcasts to it. We're going to figure out some tiers where you can contribute directly to one podcast or directly to another. We're going to figure that all out. Okay. We have some emails. I'll get to those in a second. Let's talk about our UK tour with Stereophonics, our UK arena tour that we've weirdly only been back from 11 days, but it feels like about 2 years that we've been home. Argue with me.
Argue
am I
with
wrong?
you?
I mean, am I wrong?
No, but time is going by kind of fast though. Like I feel like the days are going by quickly.
And in a way, you wake up and then you're like, oh, is it bedtime? In a way, it's that.
It's like
but also in
Day?
a way, it's like, yeah. Also in a way, it's like, it's got to be Friday, right? And it's like, no, it's Monday, and you're like, fuck, you know?
Yeah.
So, tell us about the tour. First off, when we first went, Patty and I balled up and we're up there in the high end section of the plane where famous people sit.
Oh God, that was so nice.
And let's talk about how much nicer that is than coach on international flights. Go ahead.
I mean, for starters, the second you sit down or before you even have a chance to like gain yourself to sit down, they're walking around with champagne and they're just handing it out.
Truth.
That was pretty cool.
And then also your chair. You know how most chairs, like you just sit, like a straight back chair on a plane, you just sit and your back is just kind of up. And even if you're going to be one of the dickheads, it almost
feels like you're forward. Like it's so straight.
Right. Even if you were going to be one of the dickheads that leaned back,
it's still.
Then you're pissing off the person behind you, but also you're still upright.
Yeah.
These seats go like this. So you're in an easy chair. Even when you're in its most upright position, you're kind of kicked back a little bit.
Yeah.
And then the second the plane takes off, you just kind of, and then it's got this little
foot thingy.
Let me say I'm loving the video. It's got this little foot thing that you just like this. And then, dude, you are on a couch with an ottoman.
Yeah.
For 10 hours.
Yeah. And there's room enough. Well, I don't know about you, because we're different sizes, but for me, there was like room enough on the chair where like I could go on my side and like pull my knees up.
100%. 100. I could even do that.
Yeah. Pillows. They provide you with like actually nice pillows and blankets.
Yeah. Big pillows. So it's an incredible experience. The food was actually good too.
If you ever have an opportunity to.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like a business account, fuck, go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the bed, you can make it fully recline into a bed, which is just an experience you have to do one time in your life, sleep in a bed on a plane. It's just incredible.
I felt rested getting off of that 10-hour flight. I'm not even kidding.
And then for some reason, on our flight home, they bumped us again, I guess because we're celebrities over there now. I'm not sure.
No.
But we flew home the same way, and it took a stressful situation and made it a lot more tolerable. And I would like to say a good shout out to our friends at British Airways for doing that, because that was super badass. And they were a badass crew.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Who handled some stressful situations very well. Okay. Tell us about the tour. So we get there and what? Rested. We're rested.
I did feel rested.
Scott and Nick.
Well, we got
rested.
there and then something happened, right? And we didn't go through the right entrance, and that was a whole ordeal.
Yeah, we messed up at the border. They forced us through the wrong line, so we didn't go through as the right working status. Yeah. So then we thank God for management, helped us get everything organized and back to where we were legal status. But then we got in a van and took a 2-hour ride to Sheffield.
Sheffield was the first stop.
And that was a tiny gig, 17,000 people. And
tiny. One of the smallest.
Yeah. And I got to say, I even felt like the first show we were good. We were pretty darn good. We'd rehearsed a couple of times before we left, and I think we just jumped up there and kind of crushed it.
Everyone kind of, it was kind of like riding a bike. Like everyone kind of fell right back into, felt comfortable.
It felt like we had done that before, for sure. What are your memories? I mean, I will say this, and again, I don't like to talk about the C word, but with the outbreak that was going on, there was a little bit of a cloud over that tour. For me, the whole time, trying to keep my eye on whether or not we needed to take off and leave, because there was no one to make that decision for us but you and me.
Right.
And
really it came down to you making it, because if it had been me, I really did want to finish.
But we came home at the right time.
It was the right decision, and I followed your lead.
It was the right.
As I generally do, I followed your lead. I mean, I'll just follow you straight. I don't even look both ways. Well, actually,
will you bring that what you're just saying right there up to me when we're done talking about the tour. I had a question about that, actually.
Okay.
Don't forget.
I'll probably forget.
Well, you said you had a notepad. Fucking write it down.
Oh, you're right. I do have a notepad. I can write it down. Me following you? Is that what you want me to remind you of?
Yeah. But besides there being kind of a cloud, man, I love the Phonics and their crew. They are such nice people, and they are so helpful to us out there. And it makes those shows. We're not even working. We don't even work. We eat 3 plush meals a day. We have unlimited wine and tea and beer and all kinds of shit and desserts and all kind of shit. And then we jump on the stage, I literally set up my acoustic and a DI. The local crew helps Nick set up his drums and Scott set up his amp. We had a great sound guy named Ollie out with us on this tour, and shout out to Ollie.
I really liked him.
Do you have his Instagram? We should give the people so they can give him a follow. Ollie was a great sound man for us. And their crew, as usual, just super helpful and super nice. And so we would get on the deck and play like we did nothing. And then we would just walk off 40 minutes later and be done till we woke up the next. It was just so easy. So easy. System
Tech, audio nerd, acoustician, Ollie _sound. OLI_sound.
Ollie_sound. Go give him a follow. And
Yeah,
I'm sure he's out of work right now, as all touring guys are. And if he's got a way to give him some cash, give him some, because the dude killed it. We also finished. Well, what else? Do you have anything else to say about the tour? I've been talking a lot. I'm going to shut up for a second.
I mean, I have a lot to say about the tour.
Go.
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't have to be go. Like, Patty, give a speech. Like, let's have a fucking conversation. I hate when you do this.
Go.
Oh, and here we are, season 2. Thought it was funny that Jamie had a gong out with him on this tour. That was really funny.
Video of me hitting that.
That was funny. I really enjoyed playing. This is like total side stuff on this tour, but like I really enjoyed hanging out with what's her face? That little girl that came on Saturdays.
Disco's kid.
Disco's little girl.
Yep. She was a trip.
So Rory, however you do it. However you do it.
Yep.
Saw Rory on the tour.
Well, and saw lots of familiar faces. You know, there were lots of T-shirts of ours out there. There were people singing along with the words. It was super cool. And then we did a show right before we left at BBC Scotland.
That was really, really cool. I'm so glad I saw that email and I was like, ooh, that looks interesting.
Yeah, which was sold out, which we were like, well, who are all these people? And it was really cool.
Yeah.
And
it was fun to go to that award show, even though it was like weird and kind of lame. Like it was interesting to see it because I've never seen anything like that before.
Real quick on the BBC thing, can you put a link to that in this episode description?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So there's a link to the Quay sessions. Those should be pronounced Quay. The Quay sessions that we did in Scotland. If you'd like to hear Patty and I play acoustically, that can be your own little house concert from us. How about that? Yeah. And then, what did you just say that I wanted to say?
The award show was interesting.
Oh yeah, we went to what was it? The British award show, the British Music Award Show. Is that what it was?
It was called something else.
It was like their radio podcast awards.
Radio 10? Radio 10? Am I pulling that out of my ass?
Well, they have like 50 stations under this. It's like the iHeart Awards here.
Okay.
And because the Phonics asked us to go, they got a Legend Award as well as Best Band of the Year or something, and or alternative band, or I don't know what the fuck it was, but they got 2 awards, and they also played 4 songs. So we had kind of a table of honor right up at the front.
Yeah, that
so
was
we're
cool.
seated next to Dua Lipa and all the famous people, and it's cool. It's cool to.
It was both lame and cool at the same time.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It was cool to see Ellie Goulding perform. She performed.
I thought she killed it. I actually thought she was really good. Even though she had just dancers and stuff in a track, she seemed very comfortable with that, and not everyone does. That's hard to pull off. She seemed very at home.
And then who's the girl that does
Tones and I. Oh.
No.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Maria Caballo or Sabello or Sabel. Yeah.
She was performing right when we walked in. That was pretty cool. I was like, ooh, I know this.
And we liked that British rapper kid, at least live. We thought it was cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
that day,
highlights?
Yes, that day before we went to that show, to the award show, we finished mixes for our other band.
Yes, we finished mixes for the band we have with Kelly. Hopefully you can announce the name of that soon. Obviously, we've had to hold off on deciding exactly where we're going to put that out for now. But, hopefully when the world shifts back to normal, we'll know more about where that's going to come out.
I got to see my friend Felicia, who lives in London, and so
and
I don't get to see her that much, so it was nice.
And also, we got to bring Scott and Nick, and they had never really been to the UK, especially as adults, and it was cool to watch them go explore all the cities. That's what we used to do every time we would get somewhere, go see it. and we happened to go to the same cities we were in 5 months earlier on this tour. So Patty and I started writing. We are 5 songs into our new record.
I believe so.
And I guess I'm going to start recording it here in this closet because I can't access my studio right now because I'm locked down. So I'm going to try to use the time to rhythmically figure out what's going to be going on the record and try to get some demo sketches up rhythmically. That's my goal, is to figure out a way. Do you hear the toilet flushing? This is podcast.
No, are you sitting on the toilet right now?
I am.
And just flushing periodically?
I am not, but I did hear the toilet flush, and this is what we're doing with our quarantine cast.
Yeah.
The door makes the Wi-Fi stop. Oh, and you were almost on camera there, babe.
Sarah, come say hi.
Sarah was just inappropriate.
Oh, was she naked?
Whoa. Do I look flushed?
Amazing.
But so I'm going to try to find sketches for these tunes just in a very rough way. I'm going to start with what's the title of the Latin-y jazzy one? Is there a title on that guy?
The Latin-y jazzy, the one we which
that
one?
Came from you.
Oh, no, I don't really have a title.
Well, that one I'm thinking I'm starting on because musically it's done and melodically it's ridiculously cool. Yeah. And for me, it feels like if I can find that one, that I'll know.
Maybe that's a good place to start because you already know it's kind of a left turn.
Yeah, but is it?
Maybe not for this. Maybe not for this record.
Why did I do? Is it?
I don't know why you did that, but like maybe it's not a left turn for this record, but I feel like it's a little bit of a left turn.
It'll still sound like us. My thing is that I think it's going to inform the rest of the record. Okay. I have this feeling about that one. It also, I think it's a big song.
It makes me really happy.
The chorus is special. The verse lyrics are really unique. I think it's a big song.
It makes me feel good.
If I don't fuck it up, and I have this, I still don't know, depending on how long we're stuck. I had visions of doing the record, a live way with a bunch of musicians I like. If I'm stuck here 2 months from now, or at least I'm allowed to go to my studio, I'm just going to make it. I'm just going to do it because
if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
Don't stop it from happening.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. So that was kind of the UK. We're, Patty's still finishing lyrics to 2, and then I have some more to send her. And we're going to try to continue writing. Maybe we'll do it over Zoom. Maybe we can record some of that. I don't know, for the patrons. But yeah. So what was I going to talk about to you?
You were going to talk about the fact that I kind of just blindly follow you around sometimes, a lot of times.
Okay. I don't know why I was
blindly. I trust you.
Well, you used to actually ask my opinion a lot and care, and I don't think you do anymore. I was thinking that, I don't know why I was thinking that. I was thinking that like 2 days ago.
Which
is fine, by the way.
I know. I know it is. Yes, and I just feel like I used to give too many fucks about what you think. Not to say that I don't care what you think now. I think I give the right amount of fucks about what you think.
Right. Which is, the amount of fucks you give about what anyone you like thinks. That's the amount you should give. Like right. the same you would give to your best girlfriend,
Yeah.
same amount of fucks.
Why did you want to bring that up? You were thinking about it the other day?
I think it might have even been this morning. Who knows what day it is, for Christ's sakes. It was just something that popped in my head like, I don't think she cares what I think anymore, which is good. Because like I'm saying, most songs in our existence have started with me, other than maybe Mama Said and maybe one other. But this new one that I'm talking about started with Patty sending me a melody. And then my son, who's a co-writer on it, helping us figure out some jazzier chords because it definitely needed it. And I like that. And though I have a lot of really good ideas sitting around, I hope you continue to send me more too, because it's just a different jumping off point and your ideas never make any sense. And then I have to tell you that makes no sense and fix it. And then you go, that's wrong. And then you sing it and you go, okay, that's right. And then we move on.
Yep. That's totally how it goes.
So let me ask you this. We can put this out on Tuesday.
Okay.
Now that we have figured it out, I haven't noticed any big glitches, which is nice. With the time we have and with everyone being stuck, and I know that with my podcast, I'm listened through, every podcast I listen to, I'm caught up on, should we do 2 a week? What I'm asking is I have a bunch of emails I could read, or we could save those. If we can just keep them, we're at like 35 minutes right now or something, and just keep them kind of shorter. And you know what I mean? What do you want to do? How do you want to do that?
Well, we had gotten to a point in the last season where we were doing like kind of 45 to an hour, right? Or no?
Sure. Sometimes longer. Sometimes longer. So what I'm saying is do you want to just kind of keep them? We're at 37 minutes right now.
Maybe we should give each episode a little bit more structure. That way,
we're not good. I think the Feelings Club can be about structure. We're not the Dwight and Patty show is just a random free for all.
Okay.
It is. It's just kind of like, even if we tried to, it wouldn't
work structure. Because
no.
Because you're you and I'm me and we're us.
Yeah. So all I'm asking is, do you want me to do some emails now, or do you want me to save them for the next time we talk? And maybe that could be twice a week, because what the fuck else are we going to do?
Sure, that's fine. I think you should. Sure, that's fine. I think regardless how long this episode ends up being, I think you should save the emails for the next episode.
Okay.
Action items for me, though. I do need to update the Patreon.
Yep.
Site.
You do need to update that. You do need to, and I'll put this episode. I'll need notes for this episode, which you can actually get from this video that you have made. And
instantly, I know.
I know. I hope you guys enjoy the video thing. I hope that's cool to you.
Additionally, what's cool about this program, Zoom, which I don't know if Skype can do, I'm not as familiar, but I like this Zoom program, is you can invite multiple people to this meeting. Like, I've actually been doing virtual group therapy sessions through Zoom. And that's been cool. So we could have guests on this way very easily.
Maybe what we do is we have one Dwight and Patty show per week. And then I think that on the Feelings Club side, because I still need to record it on my end, maybe I'll just kind of host it and you guys will.
So you're talking about it, but I'm not sure anyone knows what you're talking about right now.
Well, I know, but I'm talking to you right now because as usual, we're just having a conversation, which is what you like, you said. So why don't you not fucking question it? Okay. So what I was going to say is, if that's the case, we'll get you, me, and Sally on here. I'll host and basically just help guide conversation, and you guys will do all the substance talking about it.
Oh, like on an episode of ours here. Yeah.
So I can record it on this end.
Of course, yeah.
So the Feelings Club podcast is going to be presented by The Wind and the Wave. Patty and a therapist friend will be talking about what?
I feel like this should be with Sally. Like what you're doing right now should be with Sally.
So I just want to tease.
Sally's a good friend of mine. She's a licensed therapist.
And mine.
Okay, but she was mine first, and I allowed you guys to have a relationship, and that's fine. I'm glad that you have each other.
Okay.
Sally has lots of feelings, as do I. But she's really good at shoving them way deep down, just like you are, Dwight.
She's also a brilliant therapist too.
Yeah, she's a licensed therapist locally here in Austin, Texas. And I'll let her talk about her career. But I've always loved talking to Sally, as I've always enjoyed talking to you, Dwight. Like, she's such a good listener. She has a lot of good insight. And the same way I may have had sort of a weird daddy complex in this relationship, I think I've had a weird mommy complex in that relationship. Like, I go to her for everything. I want her advice because she's a smart person, and I love her, and I love her whole family so much.
So we will set up an email address, because that will be a podcast that will definitely be driven by emails and questions.
Sally and I have talked about maybe doing like a phone call, like call in sort of a thing too. So
we can do that with Zoom as well. So we will figure all that out. I think in general, you'll come here for some levity and you'll go there for some feelings. I think it's in general.
Yeah. See, because Dwight doesn't, because I like talking about feelings a lot, probably too much, way more. I know.
Yeah, I'm going to be on there.
I know that way more than Dwight likes to regularly talk about his feelings. So we thought, why not give Patty an outlet for her to talk about just any and all feelings all of the time,
and why not involve a therapist in those as well?
Yeah, because we don't want to just talk about Patty's feelings. We also want to talk about mental health, just everything around it, healthy practices, resources, so I have so many questions and Sally has answers. So we'll give you some space from the feelings. I mean, they'll make an appearance here, obviously, because I'm here, but yeah.
We'll try to keep it light here. But so we'll make announcements about all that in the next, several days, because we're going to get on it and make it happen. But yeah, we'll give you an email address. And if you're a fan of this one, you'll be a fan of that one. And, I guess that's all I have to say. I hope everyone is well and safe out there, and try to be kind to the people you're cooped up with. I'm not always good at that, but try to do it. Patty, why don't you take us out?
I'm sure it helps when the people that you're cooped up with are attractive and naked.
Doesn't hurt.
Well, like I said, I'm going to update the Patreon. Hopefully it's updated by now, because I'm going to ask you to go take a look at it. And we have levels of ways you can donate to the Dwight and Patty show, which directly benefit Dwight and myself and the Wind and the Wave. You can buy merchandise from the Wind and the Wave also, thewindandthewave.com. You can follow us on Instagram at the Dwight and Patty Show. You can send us an email to the Dwight and Patty Show at gmail.com with questions or comments or thoughts or opinions. We don't like to get political here, but anything, what you got, we want to hear it. And what else? I don't know. We're back.
We're back for the attack, whether you like it or not. See you next time.
It's the Dwight and Patty Show. It's the Dwight and Patty Show. It's the Dwight and Patty Show. It's Dwight.